Okay. He got me at the Cheesecake Factory, y'all. I ain't getting out this car. Yes.
Would you want me to open the door for you?
Look.
Are you? You're recording me?
Yeah. Yeah. This is the Cheesecake Factory. This is the Cheesecake Factory, y'all.
What's the problem with that?
This is a chain restaurant. Who takes someone that looks like this to a chain restaurant?
All right, this guy is taking a girl on the first date to a place called the Cheesecake Factory, which I guess is a chain restaurant in the United States. I don't know much about it. I left the United States in 1999. I guess it became popular after my time. So this video has been really popular on social media recently, and I think I can give a different insight than all the other videos because I'm looking at it from an outsider and somebody coming who's lived in Africa for the past 5 years. So apparently this restaurant called the Cheesecake Factory is too good for her, and she's not happy on this date. She's not happy going to this place. She's too good for the Cheesecake Factory. You know, and what I see, and I don't think a lot of other people, I don't think anybody who's analyzed this video has seen this, but here's what I see. You just drove down a smoothly paved concrete road with no bumps, no potholes, no goats or chickens in the road. And you got from point A to point B quickly without really having to deal with much. And you were in a nice car. Now, do you know the probability of a woman getting to go on a date like this here where I am in East Africa, in Uganda to be specific? First, to find a guy with a car, it's, I don't know, maybe 3% of the men here have a car. I mean, it's low, maybe even 1%. But even if you find a guy that has a car, there's no chance you're going to be driving that whole route on a paved road. Some of the road might be paved if you're going to a central area in the capital of Uganda, which is Kampala, but even those roads are going to be crappy. And they're going to be congested, people breaking traffic laws, motorcycle bodas weaving in and out. Traffic, it's a chaotic place, man. So this scenario right here, even just before she's even gotten to the restaurant, this scenario right here in Africa is non-existent. But she doesn't even appreciate that. She just takes that all for granted. All right, guys, I'm not going to go through the whole video. I recommend you go watch the original, but let's skip to another part here.
I mean, I feel like I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do as a woman.
But
I got myself all made up.
There's nothing wrong with the Cheesecake Factory, right?
Yes, there's a lot wrong with the Cheesecake Factory.
Okay, well, look at my planner, where we were gonna go originally.
See, now that's where we should have went. All right.
So here she explains why she's too good for the Cheesecake Factory, because a woman of her ilk deserves to go to a high-end, expensive luxury restaurant on a first date, and she expects the man to pay for all of this. Well, let me tell you, I'm here in Africa, but it doesn't matter what country you're in, and this is my personal advice. Don't spend any money on a woman on the first date. And I think that's a good test for a woman, is tell her, oh yeah, we're going to meet up at the beach or a park, or we're going to go on a walk, right? It's free. Or maybe we'll play tennis or do something that's not going to cost much money or any money at all. And if she's not down for that, she's not down for you, dude. So that's the first thing you got to do. You've got to premise the date with you not paying, and certainly not paying a lot. There really aren't many chain restaurants here in this part of Africa, but there is one that a lot of people watching this video might know, Kentucky Fried Chicken. That's the only chain restaurant from the West that exists here in this part of Africa. And To get a bucket of chicken, you're going to spend between $30 and $40, which even to me as an American is a good chunk of change. But for people here, a lot of people here, they might make only $30 or $40 in a week or 2 weeks even. So for a lot of people here, that's just simply out of their league. Sometimes what people will do, because actually people here in Uganda, they love Kentucky Fried Chicken. And what they'll often do is get together with a bunch of their friends and pool their money together to buy a bucket of chicken. Westerners kind of look down on fast food or chain food restaurants. Personally, because I've been here in Africa for 5 years, I see it as a luxury because it doesn't exist for the most part here in Africa. The food in fast food restaurants and chain restaurants in America are of such high quality compared to the food you get here. Just a few points. At the restaurants here, there's no sanitation standards. There's nobody checking to see if the people who are preparing the food are using sanitary practices. And for the most part, for most of the restaurants I've been here, their main goal is to make money. And they don't care about customer service, and they don't care about the quality of the food. I don't blame her because she's grown up in the United States. Somebody like this, I'd like to bring to Africa so she could just kind of understand how privileged she actually is. But she doesn't know because she's most likely never been outside of the United States, let alone Africa.
Look at me. I cannot go in the Cheesecake Factory.
There's nothing wrong with
I will die. That's
Okay.
embarrassing.
Okay, she says, literally, I cannot go in the Cheesecake Factory. I will die. Well, I'll tell you this. If the Cheesecake Factory was in Uganda and you didn't go in it, you probably would die because the food here would be so foreign to you and just so weird to you. And you're probably not used to eating unprocessed natural food, something like rice and potatoes and beans. Yeah, I have a hard time watching this because a lot of women here would simply be happy just to be brought to a restaurant. The Cheesecake Factory. Now, I've never been there, but I heard they have a big menu with lots of options. And you simply don't see restaurants like that here in Uganda. Restaurants with menus that are 5-10 pages long where you can get a variety of foods from different countries, and it just doesn't exist here. And like I said before, even if a woman had the opportunity to go to a place like the Cheesecake Factory here in Africa, I mean, it would be so expensive to her. It would be like half a month's wage or a month's wage to her. And she would feel blessed and honored to be taken to such a place. So it's really hard to watch somebody be so proud and unappreciative. But again, I understand her. She doesn't know what other parts of the world are like and how hard it is outside of the United States. And I think a person like her needs that kind of experience. In fact, I think her name is Alicia. Alicia, if you want to come to Uganda, I'll take you to our best fast food franchise, which is a luxury here, Kentucky Fried Chicken, and I'll buy the meal for you, and then we can go walk around in the local area where I live, and you can see how people live day to day, usually spending $1 to $2 on the one meal that they might have in a day. Anyways, guys, that's a little bit of my perspective from somebody who's been living here in Africa for 5 years. Maybe it also gave you a little insight to this situation and your own life as well. God bless. Hope you're all well.